Hello YouTube, Scat the Wolf here, back with another video for your viewing pleasure, and this video is a review of the long anticipated Zootopia 2, which I just saw on Tuesday as of this video's recording. Um, it officially opens tomorrow, but they did pre-screenings of course, so I went to those. Kind of like what I did for Bad Guys 2, obviously, because I'm huge into both fandoms, especially Zootopia, since, let's be honest, was like I was so like excited for that one too, like when it came out. Like I was especially excited because like I wanted something with like kind of like animals and stuff, like because I like those are what I usually go for when I like any animated movie basically, especially with Disney animation, like I usually go for the animated like the animals and stuff, like animal themed stuff. It's why I like Lady in the Tramp, and I like a lot of different things as well. So that's what made me a Zootopia fan, like from the start. I've been sort of lifelong, even though not lifelong enough. Like, you know, um, the first one came out a decade ago, and obviously I was like 20 when the first one came out. Saw that one, and then loved it. Loved the first one so much. It's definitely one of my favorite movies of all time, for sure. So now we got the second one here, and definitely feels like Zootopia 2 would definitely fit very well right along with one of the best Disney movies that I've seen in a long time. One of the best ones, in my personal opinion. Definitely could really fit there as well, especially since, like, of course, like, it's obvious, like, what my review is going to be like, because it's definitely going to be very positive. It's too early to say, like, which one is better, but I can definitely tell you that this one, Zootopia 2, is definitely a fantastic movie and probably one of the best movies of this year so far. I know we're at the end of the year. We still got a couple movies left, but like Zootopia 2 is definitely probably the front runner in my eyes for best movie of the year. So yeah, it's definitely a given. I'm gonna try to keep this spoiler free. This review spoiler free because I was planning on like doing this standard review, kind of just talking about like what I thought about things, and then like later, like after I record this, I'll do like a live stream kind of, and then talk about spoilers there. So I'm really itching to get the spoilers and all the stuff that happens in the movie because like I kind of paid attention to a lot of it, and yeah. But for right now, we're just gonna talk kind of the basics. Like when I think of like the animation, obviously it's good. It's Disney, so there's that. And then characters, voice acting, all that they got that nailed it, obviously. So like I'm surprised, like like I think obviously Jennifer Goodwin, Jason Bateman, great voice cast, great like leads, obviously like they were in the first two, and then um you got the snake, which is Ki Huey Kwan, if I'm pronouncing that correct. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name correctly. He was in Everything Everywhere All at Once, and here he's playing Gary, the snake, and definitely a good character. I mean, like, you don't really see a lot of him as much until you get into the second half. If that's a spoiler, like, I'm sorry, but, like, you don't really see him that much until, like, kind of, like, when we get to, like, the second half one. But he does good there. And I think the villains in this, like, are very well done. I think, like, they do a good job with the villains and, like, what they're after and all that kind of stuff. Um, and yeah, I was, like, impressed by how the story, like, this is a fast paced movie. In fact, like, it's a well paced movie because, like, you get from, like, point A to point B very easily, and it's, like, basically that. Like, it's kind of, like, again, kind of mixing the themes of, like, prejudice and, like, all that kind of, with the reptiles that's coming to Zootopia and all that kind of stuff. Um, And then it's like a personal story as well, because you have what Nick and Judy are going through throughout the entire movie, like seeing if they're good partners, if they want to like, like how well their like relationship is like with each other, like. And I think like that's done very beautifully. Personally, I think it's done very well, like because we understand like them a lot more. Like, not that we didn't, but like here it like progresses into a more like close knit bond relationship, like. And like I'm gonna talk more about this in a spoiler video, but like I definitely would think that Wild Hops is closer to happening than not, because of the clues given in this film. Like, it's not gonna, it didn't happen like right away, but you could definitely tell with certain points, like that's kind of what they're trying to like go for with that. And yeah, I think this is pretty good. When we get to like the third act, I mean, like I described it as I was walking out. Pure cinema, in my opinion. Um, because you have like the climax with that. Like, there's a lot of like tension in those parts, and yeah, it almost made me emotional. I did not get as emotional about this as I did the first movie, but like I just think like from like a filmmaking point of view, like I think they did very well with that, and a lot of other things too. I was really impressed by like how like well everything was handled. And I do have to talk about like some of the cameos. Like, there's a lot of people in this movie. This is probably the biggest cast that Disney has ever like assembled for one of their animated movies, and there's not like a cast member that's more prevalent than like the other one, because it is focused in on this Nick, Judy, Gary thing with Nibbles, as well, who's a very good character. Like, I think Nibbles is a lot more prominent like in the movie, even though Gary is like kind of the focus. Like, because like she's basically like this podcaster. It, and like they meet her and they go to the Marsh Market, which looks like something out of like, I don't know, Critter Country from Disneyland. it look it, like, in fact, a lot of Zootopia like feels like it was like inspired by like Disneyland lands and Disney World lands, and that's another thing I really like. This is a place that I would love to just be in and like experience. Like I could see like a Marsh Market thing happening, kind of like in Critter, if Critter Country was still there, and not if it was a Bayou Adventure or whatever. But like definitely Frontierland would be a good place for the Marsh Market. Like, I could see some inspiration from there because they got the music going, like the and all that. And I think like if they could have rethemed that whole area to Zootopia if they didn't do it for Princess and the Frog, because like it is a very like believable place. Like, obviously, it makes it like it looks like it would be a lot of fun just looking around at everything, and like and also like the backgrounds and stuff are very well done. I think like there's a lot of like really good like scenes, especially when we get more to Judy and Gary's kind of thing. When they get when certain events happen, and like yeah, there's just a lot of like good cinematography here, good like use of color and all that stuff. And again, that third act is phenomenal. I think it's probably one of the best stretches of film I've seen, especially animation, in probably quite a while, for sure. Um, there's just a lot of like real tension in that scene, and then like the back and forth between Judy and Gary at that, and then like later with Judy and Nick. It's very well done stuff. That's probably my favorite stretch of the whole entire film, and I figured it would be for sure, but like it definitely was. Um, and I definitely enjoyed the whole rest of it too. There's a lot of good chase sequences in here. One through, there's one that's like especially like tense filled. They're going through this like tube that's like for water breathing animals, I guess. Like, it's like very intense stuff. or that like you hope like they end up like going out the back, or there's a certain thing place they end up going out in order to like breathe and stuff. So because obviously they're mammals, they can't breathe in water, so they do that. And then yeah, there's the chase sequence at the beginning, which I'm sure a lot of people have probably seen. Like if you haven't, like it's all over the ads. Their chase, it's like the chase through the parade and stuff. I think that's pretty well done. Um, yeah, if there's like any like nitpicks, not really nitpicks. It's just like kind of something I found interesting is that like the whole like synopsis or whatever the heck at the beginning of the preface to this film, I must say. I don't know the correct term. Like, it's kind of interesting what they did. Like, they kind of just wrapped up what happened, like, before, like, the previous, like, what happened during the previous movie, you know, the whole thing with Bellwether, and then them, like, sending her to jail because of her plot in the first one. Like, and that's, again, it's well done, but, like, it's, I just think it's a very interesting, it's not really a nitpick, but, like, it would have been interesting to see where this film would have gone, like, if it had just started without that, like, whole thing, but the most appealing part of that is seeing Judy in her police outfit, which, like, definitely made me excited. Not excited, but, like, um, made me, like, I don't know how to put it, the police outfit, like, is good, for sure. Like, I just liked seeing them in the outfits in the first one. And these outfits are good too. And like everything, the whole design of the film is good. And yeah, it's pretty much a lot of it. Like that's pretty much just that. Oh, but the way it is, it's pretty well done. I will say that. I think this is pretty much an easy light 10 in my book. If not, maybe a strong 9.5. I'm not sure. I'm gonna give it the light 10 because it's Zootopia and this is a this movie means a lot to me. The first one meant a lot to me, like because I was like so into that like when that came out, and then we have this one, and then yeah, I think they made a great sequel. This is probably one of the best Disney sequels since Toy Story 2 and even Lady and the Tramp 2 as well. Um, those two are my two like favorites Disney like from the Disney company. I'm not saying just from Disney Animation, from Disney in general, like Disney and Pixar included. Toy Story 2 was really good, and then Lady and the Tramp 2. Like I just have a personal connection to that movie. This is in that same kind of ballpark, and I figured what I would predicted it would be like kind of in the same thing as well. Definitely better than the Bad Guys 2, for also because the Bad Guys 2, well, I thought it was good. It wasn't as good as the first one. This film is like probably just as good as the first one in my opinion because like I can't really think of anything that would make it better or worse. So it's there, just as good. So what do you guys think of Zootopia 2? Of course, I'm going to be doing the spoiler stream after this, so, and that will probably come before this review is done, so, I will say in that little thing, like, kind of just watch that, or I will tell you to, like, watch this video before you go into that, or whatever, so, yeah, tell me what you think in the comment section down below. This is Skip the Wolf, signing out. Take care.